So let's build a dungeon together. Can we do it, chat? We're going to figure it out. I already have a hand on the screen because we got a very special guest. We got CEO and game designer James joining us.
CEO, listen to that.
There we go.
Wow.
Wow, there it is. James,
Damn.
thank you so much for joining me here. So how did you come up with this concept of building a dungeon? Let's do it together, but in a game dev standpoint, and put it into a game.
It's built on top of our previous game, which was Let's Build a Zoo. I think that game sort of pushed expectations by having a lot of weird morality choices. Like you can make your zoo, and you can have pigs that are super cute, and then you can turn them into bacon, and you can sell them to your customers as food. You can also go ridiculously in the other direction, where you can make your lions vegetarian and save the world.
Wow.
So, whichever way you want to go, both are equally ridiculous, really.
Okay.
But yeah, so that game did well enough that I could fulfill my most ridiculous of fantasies and make the most stupidly over-featured game ever made, I think,
If we're talking about meta and really breaking that fourth wall, this is probably it.
Yeah, and it keeps on getting worse. Like I keep on adding more stuff to it, where I like meet someone, I'm like, I can put you in the game. I can put this in the game. Like, we can have this whole thing in the game right now. This conversation could be in the game.
We can have an indie Wavemaker stage on the.
We could do it.
That's crazy.
If you can give me the IP, I think you don't own the IP.
Own the IP.
I'm going to take it anyway.
I could give you my IP as myself.
Wow.
As the host, so you can use me.
Okay, and we could call it like Indie Gravemakers. Because, indie is the land of successful video games, right?
Oh, my
Go
goodness.
indie to get rich.
So,
join the Gravemakers.
Yeah, true. So let's try to jump into it. What was the ideation like of Let's Build a Dungeon? Was it just a random idea? Was it something you were kind of flirting with and just kept it on your back pocket? Tell me
I
about
think we've always loved making fantasy RPG stuff in our studio. I woke up one day and I really wanted to make a little game. And I didn't have the tools to do it. And I was like, I'm really fed up of writing game state managers, writing just all this code that I do every time I make a game. So I was like, how can I make something that makes it really quick to make games? And on top of that, I thought, well, then I can make this fantasy thing, and then I can make it like Let's Build a Zoo's weird meta-ness. I can make this about making games, because that's what I'm trying to build. And it all sort of came together in like 2 or 3 days of just sort of thinking. I don't really know how it happened. Probably some alcohol involved. But yeah, at the end of the 3 days, I was like, oh, I kind of get it. It's like really cool. You get to like run your studio and like build your game and watch virtual players play it, and then you can even play your game. And then I was originally making it for mods, so you could open up everything and edit in text files, so you can make your own game using that.
Right.
And I was like, imagine if we had enough time to make our moderation tools in the game.
In the game.
Conversation editors, cutscene editors, all that stuff. So we're not showing that today, but we did all that too, so there's a full game engine hiding away in there.
I will have to say this, the big boss did tell us you can wish list this as early as now, right?
You can. You can wish list it on the Steam.
There we go.
Yeah.
On the Steam, guys. Get onto the Steam and
On
we'll get onto the game.
Has anyone shown this off to people? How professional this is? Look, we got a keyboard that's resting on the keyboard cardboard box. We got half a mouse mat and a mouse with very little physical space to move around. So very excited about demoing this. It's like being given a guitar with 3 strings. It's pretty good.
More like 2 strings, but it should be fine. So now let's get
it's
started.
It's very slidey. It's great.
Of the game version. So honestly, when I first saw the trailer of this game, it really reminds me of like an episode of Rick and Morty where it just keeps going and going like into the meta of it. Like, what is going on here? So here we have it, folks. We're gonna build a dungeon together here at the Indie Wavemaker stage.
Okay.
So
we can randomize the shape of our island.
Okay.
It's usually good to find one that looks like a Pokemon or some other copyrighted material. What's that? That's like a squirrel. There's his tail at the top. He's looking away from the camera, looking into his future.
I see it. Yeah. Okay.
So the idea is that you have a design team working for you sort of behind the scenes. They are coming up with ideas and concepts for you, and you are the creative director. Therefore, you can pick from the choices. If we'd coded more choices, there would be more to pick from, but we haven't coded them.
Not yet. So, it's a demo. It's fine.
Yeah, so there's just 2 here. I'm going to pick the warrior.
All right.
Gasp. I have decided to pick the warrior. So this is like your choice spiral of all the creative decisions you make as a creative director.
Okay.
So actually, even though I picked warrior, you can non-dynamically go non-dynamically. That's not correct. You can dynamically adjust the story.
That's okay.
I don't know why I added a word.
You create new words here. It's fine.
I don't know. It's pretty good. So you can dynamically adjust the story by starting with, say, a warrior. Give them lots of warrior story quests, and then you could give them, for example, a fishing quest. And by doing that, they will then get the skill to fish.
Wow.
And the way the world works is that they might lose a bunch of health, and then they would seek to destroy barrels to get more health.
Okay.
But because they know how to fish, they will look around the map, and they will see, oh, there's fish here. They can give health if I eat the sashimi.
Yeah.
But that is gated by them being able to fish. So then dynamically, they'll just be in the middle of a battle, and they'll just stop and get their fishing rod out.
Oh,
You know?
okay. So it has to, it has to kind of make sense. Okay.
So all the stuff you stick together will result in a bunch of emergent behaviors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we have it, folks. We're gonna get started.
I'm going to place a building. Look at that. It's a building,
It's
people.
a building. It has
building.
an onsen as well. Look at that. That's so cool.
I was hoping the people on the beanbags were going to give a round of applause every time a building
A little
went
crowd
down,
participation,
you know?
maybe. Round of applause for us putting in the
A tree.
a
A
tree.
round of applause for the tree, people.
Woo, there we go.
Yeah, tree.
Yay, environments, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
There was a bit of lag there where I clicked, but you wouldn't have noticed that.
We didn't.
You know,
That's cool.
it's
We got the
pretty
round
good.
of applause, the roaring applause.
So we can go in all the buildings in our game.
Mm-hmm.
We pre-build the interiors for you.
Okay.
Because obviously it's boring to build interiors for the hundreds of buildings we have.
Who knows?
But you can edit them. You can make whatever you want in there.
Okay.
But yeah, we have thousands and thousands of assets in the game. So now I'm going to pick the design team have come up with a quest. They've got a few for me to choose from. Normally in the game you have a lot more than this, but because it's a demo, we just have a couple. So I get to pick what quest I think is good from the design team.
Okay.
So you're relying on those designers to be good.
And this is where it starts to become super meta. So now.
No, not quite yet. We've got a little bit more.
Oh, there's
before
more
it
levels
gets
of
weird,
meta. Oh
you know.
my. Okay.
But so I have to follow the design Bible and build the things that the designers have told me they want me to make the game, to make their quest.
Definitely have to follow those design rules. So.
Yeah, I mean, people don't sometimes. One of my friends, he worked on Epic Mickey. He was, I think, not the creative director. That was the super famous dude. But he said they had these design metrics for the corridor widths, and it was like really cool. And all the designers when they built the levels, they completely ignored it. And the camera wasn't built to work in those narrow corridors.
no.
So it clipped straight through the wall. And then all the reviews were like, the camera's
corridors.
terrible.
You didn't follow the corridors, clip the cameras.
Yeah, and it was like, you didn't follow the rules, you know.
The rules there for a reason. But
So I placed down this lady, and she's going to give out a quest.
nice.
The quest
Okay.
is go into a dungeon and find a boss and kill it. But I haven't put that down yet. So these people are getting the quest, and they would be leaving you bad reviews right now. Like,
Oh,
I'm
no.
trying to do the quest. I can't
What
do
is
it.
this?
It sucks, you know. So your way to solve that is probably to build the quest first and place the quest giver last.
Can you pause the in-game timer, or you have to keep going?
Feature to be determined.
Okay, sorry, I had to ask that. But I was just
I mean, you can pause by doing that. Oh, no, wait.
okay.
There we go.
You pause. There we go. Pause function
It is now
acquired.
paused.
Okay.
It is a feature we just developed right now on this stage.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so
Okay,
now.
so, yeah, the difficult functionality of pause. You know, that's pretty extreme in game development land. Okay, so I'm building a dungeon. I'm finally doing the thing that says on the box. You know,
We're
if it
doing
had
it,
a
chat.
box.
We're doing it, chat.
Okay, I don't have enough space to build all the things I want.
Oh my.
When it says expand your dungeon to 150 floor, it means floor tiles. We
Floor
just didn't have
tiles.
enough space to ride it in the box.
Okay.
You know.
So now, what are we adding to the dungeon?
So the designers don't want you just to stick a boss straight in a dungeon. They want the players to have to work a little bit for it. So they have a kind of bunch of requirements. This first requirement is spawn towers. They want you to put 5 spawn towers into your dungeon.
Okay.
So I put 2 in. Now I'm going to place some things. These are like smashables, destructibles. So in the game, if your heroes are struggling and they're dying a lot, you can put these things down to make their lives easier.
Okay.
You could also, for example, adjust the strength of the skeletons and how often they spawn, and you can make the game harder. It's completely up to you. You'll have an analytics view, which shows you. Well, it's sort of. I tried it earlier. It didn't crash.
Oh, nice.
Do I try it now?
Let's
oh,
go.
it's not even in this build. This build's too old. Look at that. We're lucky.
That's fine.
We escaped a crash, potential crash situation. You know.
But that's cool having the analytics again. That's in the earlier build. This is a demo build.
So the idea is that the analytics allow you to see like how long your quest is taking, all that kind of stuff, and then you have like targets you're supposed to hit. And there's engagement. So if you just build a bunch of long corridors, so it takes them longer to get to the boss room, the people will quit the game and they'll say it's really a bit empty, not much to do. So I can't right now place the boss door because I've still got to hit these design requirements. I'm gonna place a bunch more stuff. You see that green thing filling up? When that fills up, that means the designers have decreed I've put enough stuff in my dungeon that they'll let me have more floor.
Hooray!
So yeah, thank you, mighty designer gods.
Okay, here we
Did
are.
I block that? That's blocked, isn't it? They can't get in.
There we go. Okay, we built a corridor. We built another room.
Yeah. Let me think. What have I got to build? Oh, more of these guys. Okay.
Okay, spawning the rats here.
You know, this bit where you have to build 5 of these. Sort of did it so that you couldn't just put down the ending, but it really sucks. And every time I demo it, I'm like, oh, can't wait till I take this out. I got to like fake enjoyment, like, oh, it's brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah, this is why the game's like this. It's like,
It's
no,
so
it's not
good.
supposed
Oh
to be
my.
like this.
Oh my. Task complete. Here we go.
There we go. So actually, what I could do here is like, I could basically put the boss door here. Right?
Oh my god.
And then they wouldn't have to do anything in the dungeon, right? But then you'd get this thing where the time of the mission was like really short.
Oh,
you see?
okay.
And then you'd be like, oh no, I've got to go back and fix it. So I think that was something we struggled with at the
That's-
beginning. Like, how do you determine if the quest is good or not?
Yeah.
Oh no, we don't
Oh
have
my.
internet.
Oh my.
Oh,
Hang
no.
on. Really quick
Oh,
error
it's
here.
catastrophe.
Oh, is this real?
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so actually the game, obviously, as you know, is meta, and this is the area where you manage your studio. So we
This
were
is
just
the meta version.
yeah, we were just in our world editor, which is like your Unreal or your Unity or whatever. This is your Trello, where you get to see all the tasks that your team are
Okay.
doing, and you can assign them different jobs. You have a server, which you have to like keep your uptime running well, and you have to keep your hardware in good state.
I love how the time just keeps going.
Yeah, there's like powering through. I can see why you want that pause. You know? we got Clippy in the corner because everyone
Oh,
has
you got
Clippy.
Clippy.
There
Oh
he
my
is.
gosh. It's a bull clip. Oh, let's
Do
go.
you love me? Do you love him or you don't love him?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I love Clippy,
Okay,
man.
there we
Okay,
go.
we'll go with it.
There you go. Oh, that's great. If I could clip myself, would you? Oh my god. Every part we got to.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh my god. You built in-game chat for Clippy. That's wild.
Yeah. So he comes in and gives you advice. So actually, there's some things in the game that maybe aren't PG friendly,
Okay.
and then he comes up and makes them PG friendly,
Oh,
so that we can keep
cool.
our rating for our game, and you
Nice.
can read it and go, oh, I
That's
see.
great. Oh, employees now. Lord Richard.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Lord Richard, your boss. My boss.
My boss? My boss? Yes. Oh my god.
He's just waffling on.
Okay. The
Network connections at shows are always bad, right?
Okay.
I think they are. TGS had a good one, but that's the first show I've ever been to with a good network. Do people love the game or they hate the game? Audience participation of nobody look. No, they're just playing Pokemon.
Oh no, they're not even participating. They love it.
They hate
this
the game. I think, look at it. Look at the engagement. It's
It's
0.
low. It's low, Chad.
Okay, well, as a result, everyone's going to have to work overtime in the company to, to make the game
times.
better.
Oh
that was
my.
all you're doing, people that aren't even looking at us. God.
How dare
Yeah.
you? Okay.
So this is our Steam. There's lots of reviews and stuff, but right now this game, in theory, is in open and private beta, which is why there's no reviews and stuff. So your objective is to get the game to a point where your investor allows you to release it, and then you
Okay.
start making money. But
Perfect.
we can play our game.
Oh, we're gonna play it now.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
can play our dungeon, which I might have built badly. I don't really
No,
know.
we'll figure it out.
That's my name.
Here we go.
So in the final game,
Wow.
this video doesn't look at all crappy enough. We're going to reduce the resolution and reduce the
Okay.
colors. But there's going to be a little pop-up that says you don't have the codecs for this. And then you have to go to a website
Oh my
to
god.
download the
Wow.
codec. And on the website at the bottom, there's a
So detailed.
get a professional license or whatever, a distribution license.
Oh my
So you
god.
click download at the top, and that'll be the big button. At the
Uh-huh.
bottom, there's a subtle distribution license. If you don't get the distribution license, which costs you a fortune, you get sued because you're distributing
That
your
happens
game
in the game?
without your codec. Yeah, you get
God.
sued.
Okay, let me ask you this, James. With this type of detail in the game, do you think who are you targeting with this type of game?
Oh, well, I think the thing is that the game is super, super deep, but you don't have to do all the stuff. It's completely up to you. So if you just want to focus on building, you can mostly do that.
Okay.
And you can actually spend all your time. For you, finishing the game might be having all 70 quests and having heroes able to finish those 70 quests, and that's fine. But if you want to get Game of the Year awards and, you know, maximize your conversion rate and your CPIs and all that kind of stuff, you can spend a lot of time on the desktop.
There we go.
Oh, I've
We're
made
playing
two.
it.
It's,
There's a lot of.
oh no, I need.
It's not optimized. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this isn't really a fun dungeon, is it? I think I could get some help. I want the health. I want the health. Corpses only just went in. I'm so happy.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to give us a rating, having corpses. What do you think?
I hope it does.
Just a rat.
Oh my God! Look, it's just the
I
funnel.
don't think
of
I'm
rats
going to
here.
get to the end.
Okay.
I think I've done a very bad thing.
Oh no, it's all good. We learn, right? We learn from this.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to be good at demoing my own game, right? When I was doing teaching, I would say, I would say, oh, this game's too hard. And the kids would say, no, it's not. And I'd say, if you can get to the end right now,
You can.
then you prove that it's
There
not
you
too
go.
hard.
It's
and
not.
look at me, look at me.
Look at that, chat.
I
We
can
did
beat
it.
my own game.
Okay, now it's boss level time.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
Hang on.
Or did we not really make the boss battle yet?
No!
No, we
To be
didn't make the
conti-
boss battle yet.
No. Okay.
So yeah, thanks for playing.
Scan the QR code on your screen, folks. There you have it. Wish listed on Steam as we speak. Again, this is like a love letter for people that want to get into game development, are in game development, or just want to build dungeons.
There's a lot of autobiographical stuff in there. So the conversations you have, a lot of them talk about experiences that we've had as a company. There's actual sort of satirical ways of giving actual advice about the ridiculous things that happen. Because sometimes I'm like, shall I make this funnier? I'm like, no, the real thing that happened was already really funny and ridiculous. So it's great to be able to talk about these things that we don't talk about much as developers, really.
Honestly, it just seems like a great way for them to experience. Again, I just call it like a love letter for people that have gone through this or that would have more appreciation for game developers out there, and maybe it'll make them think twice about leaving a bad review, or if it's still an beta.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
I think the other side of it is the development tools that we allow. So we sort of have this Roblox sort of store where you can make your own games and unlock them. Everything is co-op online. So you can basically make your own game using a system that is unlike any other game development system. We try to approach it with a really user-friendly way. So we have conversation editors and cutscene editors that are just fully fledged tools. And I've never had some of these tools in my whole career and always wanted them. But because you can't justify making this thing for developers. But now, because it's for people that are going to play the game, I'm like, I can finally make an amazing conversation editor,
That is awesome.
Yeah.
James, thank you so much for the time. Any final thoughts before we close out the segment of Let's Build a Dungeon? You could look into the camera.
I think my final thoughts go to you about this cardboard box with keyboard thing. I think this is fantastic.
We try our
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
We try our best here. Let's
I
build
like it.
But guys, please check it out. Thank you so much once again,
Thank you.
James, for the time. Let's Build a Dungeon. It's already out on wishlist on Steam. Stay tuned for that, folks. I'm so excited to be trying it. I hope you guys will wishlist this as soon as possible. But right now, in the Indie Wavemaker stage, we'll be taking a very short break. We'll be back with more Indie Wavemakers.